bittersweet day. All the seniors, and this is the first time that we've had the entire family here. Band seniors, cheerleading seniors, players that are seniors. It's bittersweet because today starts a series of lasts that we talk about. And it's important to understand how much today means, especially what we're going through right now, outside of the walls of this stadium. And I can't thank enough the group that's behind us over here, because we're heading into some uncharted waters athletically in this country in a lot of other ways, which we'll talk about in a minute. But to have the support of everyone that's in the back, the entire mini organization. We were here last night and yesterday afternoon to watch all the mini scrimmage against Crestwood and the outfit across the highway. And to see the future and the commitment of all the adults to the future of our community is incredible. We can't do it without you. The Gridiron, Ms. Bonnie, all the coaches and supervisors, the chair, and band. It's important that you understand how much we appreciate what you do and how much we need to thank you every chance that we have. So let's give all that group a big hand, please. So I normally, it's about this group now. This is where my relationship, our relationship is. When you look at them, and you remember what they were like when they were down that end of the road, and it flashes by you. Today's the day that flashes in front of you, and the reality of what they achieved is already done. These lights go on here in a couple of weeks. That's what you see. But what they've done, whether they're a senior here, or a senior there, to get to this point is hard, especially today. We did something, I won't get into the details, but at the end of the winter, I had a chance to sit down, and we just tripped over it. Sat down with the seniors, juniors and seniors, that were rising juniors and seniors, and just started poking at each other a little bit to get them to open up and talk. And this group taught me something that day that we all need to be aware of. There's a lot going on. You don't want to say, well, back in the day, it was this, we're tough for this. The stuff that all these kids are going through on a daily basis outside of this parking lot sometimes can get overwhelming. And this group, by tearing the Band-Aid off of something and really talking to each other in a meaningful way, really became closer together that day. If you do that with your sons and daughters, or do it as other coaches with other teams, first of all, you have to have the courage to do it. You have to trust those that you're supervising that they're going to do it right. But you're going to hear some stuff you don't want to hear. And that's the reality of where we are today. That's why this is so important, that all of us understand all the great that is on this field right now. Our teenagers are faced with stuff that they shouldn't have to be faced with. Some of it's self-induced. Halfway in the middle is always the truth. I get it. But the reality of what they're faced with every day, the draw away from the positive, some days is stronger than the draw to the positive. And we have to understand the responsibility that we have so that we can keep having these senior days. And it's a huge responsibility. And ask yourself one question: am I building breaker. There's no gray in the middle of that. You either build or you break. You put people together or you take them apart. So that's what's important that we leave here with today, and how important today is for the series of laughs that started today with all these great young people. And any time that we have an opportunity to do whatever we need to do to help them, whether it's facilities, whatever we need, what is the return on investment if we save one kid? One. Is there a dollar value to that? You can't put a dollar value. Understand the importance of what we're doing. On the football side, what these guys can relate to, we're in a situation right now in this country, we're in an unsustainable model. This NIL, portal transfer, it's trickling down now into high school where kids are jumping ship and going to prep schools and all this nonsense. I don't care what goes on beyond that rock line. I'm talking about right here. And this group holds true for what this community is all about. We had a discussion a week ago. We caught wind of what's going on around the country with kids jumping to prep schools and all that stuff. And I had to turn around and look at the coaching staff because many of them are Dallas graduates that play football here. I said, turn around and look at that group. You own them. They built something for you here. If you finish it, that's what your job is. We have to commit to each other. We got to be loyal, and that's what they are. There's a lot of opportunity here that could have walked. A lot. This guy just signed a Division I scholarship in baseball. A lot of chances for a lot of them to go another different direction, but they look at each other all the time, and they make that commitment to each other. That's what's important. Scoreboard, Friday night, bet your buck, we're here to win football games. That's why they put all that work in. But when those scoreboards turn off, and they turn off for the final time for them, it's all this other stuff that's more important, and you know that. You're here today, and they're here today because of you, and you've done such a great job. The point to all this is, let's grasp the moment. Let's embrace this. Ask ourselves, are we builders or breakers? And can we embrace the great that's here that we're going to see for another school year? And then when they leave these walls, they go out and they're sitting up there, and they have their sons and daughters here. And I don't like pulling kids out separately, but we had another example that you need to be made aware of. Well, Archie Stevens and AJ White. They never played them down in the offensive line. Not one, ever. Going into their senior year, obviously tremendous weightlifters. And I pulled them in and said, we need you to move up front. And I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 other kids, their heads would have rolled around their shoulders. Those two just stepped up, and whatever we got to do, Coach will do it. And that really epitomizes what this whole group is about. And they are close together. Their personality as a unit is starting to form. It will get tested here in the next couple of weeks. Right? Camp, the whole idea is we break them down to where they got to hold on to each other to get through it. Right? That's part of it. And then we gradually build them back up so we can get on a bus and head to Clark Summit. But you have to be so proud of what you see all around this field today. Because this is why we're here. All the other noise doesn't matter. And sometimes we're always worried about getting to Wednesday. Let's enjoy the moment. Embrace everything that's great here. Embrace what these seniors represent. You seniors, here, here, and here. Before you leave today, you hug your parents and your guardians, and you look them in the eye and you tell them you love them. And thank them. Thank them for everything they've done to get you to today. That's the verbal, and I'll tell you to keep hugging your parents with the same enthusiasm that you hug each other after a great win. You hug mom and dad like that just once, you're going to see a look you haven't seen in a long time. So embrace all this. We're so happy to be here. We're proud to be here. This is what's great about this community and about us. We are different. We're going to stay different. We're going to lead the way all the way through. But we got to do it together. Thank you very much. I'm going to take a picture with everybody by the D. Come on, let's go. Band, cheers, everybody out. Parents, if you can hold for 1 second. We had a meeting for varsity parents in the spring. If you were unable to attend that meeting, please stay. I just need a few minutes with you to review some things. Parents that were in that spring meeting, you're welcome to stay. I'm just going to review some of the same stuff. I'm also going over a contract for success that